everyone, and welcome to the Foundation First Fitness Show. My name is Bob Owen, and I'm going to be the host for the show. And today is episode 1. Now, I'm really excited to see where this show is going to go. I think it's going to be an awesome journey, and I'm really excited to have you guys along for that ride. So now let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Today, I wanted to kick things off by talking about the theme of the show. And the theme of the show is going to be very much related to the foundation. And foundation is essentially an umbrella term that encompasses everything related to health and fitness. Whether you're a professional athlete, weekend warrior athlete, or even just a weekend warrior in general, all of these things are going to heavily be related back to you in some way. Now, the foundation is something that relates to all the different components of fitness and health. So whether it be the sleep, your recovery, your nutrition, your psychological factor, your strength training, everything has some sort and element of foundation to it. And we want to make sure that we've tackled those, because until we've tackled those, we can't add anything or add any complexity to it. So we want to make sure that our foundation is on point. Now, the secondary topics and secondary themes that I'm going to be kind of heading into is I want to be able to add to those foundations as well and give you guys some tips on what I use with my athletes and tips on what I use with a lot of my clients, but at the same time, bring in some professionals that I think could answer a lot of your questions. I want this to eventually become a Q&A type of situation where we get some live shows going, we get some questions being thrown around, and you guys get some questions to the answers that you already have, which I'm sure you already do, because a lot of you probably spend hours sitting around online trying to figure out what the best way to do whatever it is that you want to do is. So, getting into my first topic, I think that the first topic I really wanted to discuss was something that I find a lot of people struggle with, and it's okay because I can understand why. Getting into the gym is probably one of the most intimidating things that you'll do, especially with the amount of information that's out there. Not intimidating in terms of feeling as if you're out of your zone of comfort. That can happen, but what I'm talking about is not knowing what to do. Generally, we go into the gym, we see a bunch of different things. We've already done some sort of research, or we have some inclination as to what we need to do, whether it be circuits or HIIT sessions or group classes or boot camps or whatever the next thing is, or the way we should be eating, or whatever we happen to be thinking or of doing. A lot of that always comes rushing at us when we decide to make that healthy lifestyle change, and that's okay. It's generally caused by what is going on the internet. Now, while the internet is great and it's providing us a lot of information, it's really hard to kind of sift through all that stuff. We want to make sure we're going that right direction, and I want to help you guys out with that. So today we're going to talk about what to do the first time you go to a gym and what you guys should be focusing on. So there's a couple of really interesting things that you're going to want to focus on that first day. You're going to want to understand a couple of really key things so that it'll help you better decide where you want to go with it. Now, the first thing is you want to decide what you want out of this. Now, regardless of whether it's to gain weight, lose weight, be better as an athlete, whatever it is, change your healthy lifestyle, just live healthier, that's great. You have to understand where you want to go, or else you won't know how to tackle that. I want to touch on that a bit, but I will be doing that in a subsequent episode, which is exactly what to do, how to set that goal. But now that you've kind of got a goal in mind, what you want to do is start right away with building that foundation. And here's why. A lot of you are probably going in there trying to do one of three things: gain muscle, lose weight, burning some extra body fat, or you're trying to improve your just healthy lifestyle. You want to be a little bit more active. Either way you go, the number one thing you want to do is avoid the therapy room. And the reason for that is that's going to be the only thing that can drastically pull you off track if your consistency level is there. So especially when we get committed and we start to get consistent and we're going on a daily basis, the last thing we want is an injury setback to pull us off course and to send us down that bad path where we start kind of regretting doing it and we start getting this negative connotation towards training. We want to avoid that at all costs. So you need to focus on the foundation. Now, what I mean by foundation work is when you get to the gym, you're going to want to focus on a lot of those core movements. So you want to start by working on stuff that's going to be on your back, getting the core to fire properly, getting a nice movement at the hip, getting a nice movement at the shoulders. And you guys can look all this up on my Instagram page. If you go and look at the posts on 8 weeks to a stronger core, I post basically an entire 8-week series of how to build a stronger core, which is essentially the foundation of your movements in the gym. Now, the other factor is that for most of you, unless you're trying to just get active and just do more moving around and not be as kind of sedentary in your lifestyle, if you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, one of the primary factors involved there is going to be your nutrition. Now, if you're trying to gain some muscle, it's really hard to do that without eating, but at the same time, going to the gym and lifting weights is really important. This primary thing, the primary theme today that I'm going to be discussing, which is looking at what to do at the gym on the first day, especially in regards to your nutrition, is heavily directed to those who want to lose weight, which is the grand majority of individuals going to the gym. You're either trying to lose weight, change that physique up, get that body that you wanted and feel better in your own skin, and that's totally fine. What I will tell you is the first thing you want to do is audit the way you eat. Nutrition has an 80 to 90% impact on how that goal is going to be achieved. And it's probably closer to 90, especially when you're early on and when you're starting. And the reason for that is that our body doesn't have the tolerance to burn off more than 200 to maybe 300 calories, especially in that first workout, especially if you haven't worked out for a very long period of time. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to focus on your nutrition, because that can have the largest effect. And here's a great example of that. Getting a Big Mac out of the way is going to drop 500 calories. 500 calories on a treadmill is like a solid 50 to 60 minutes. I'm pretty confident that many of you out there, if you go into the gym for that first time and you try to knock out 50 minutes on the treadmill, you're not going to feel very great the next day. Many of us will tend to go there, and that's generally what I think happens when individuals go to the gym the first time. They go in there with high expectations of just shredding off all that fat really quickly by doing a crazy workout and burning all those calories, which in result they end up doing the complete opposite and not realize that losing weight is a patience thing, a nutrition thing, and very rarely going to be an exercise thing. So exercise is going to help sculpt that physique, get those extra muscles on there that are going to help burn some more calories, and it's going to help tone you up and help you kind of build that tolerance to burn more calories throughout your day. But that's only going to come a little bit later on. So when you get to the beginning, it's going to be heavily related to nutrition. So a better way to start at the gym than by doing something that's going to help you burn that 100 to 200 calories or 150 to 300 calories, depending on how much of it you do, and get that core and foundation work done so that when you guys get to that capacity of being able to lift more, well, you're actually lifting more, you're preventing that injury, and you're actually moving forward, and you're going to progress faster towards your goal. So opt for the foundational work as opposed to going after the hardcore stuff. So there's nothing wrong with boot camps or HIIT training or HIIT classes, but there's a time and a place, and there's a preparation level that you're going to need to hit before, and basically a cutoff point that you're going to need to hit before you go into them without being lined up for an injury. And that isn't what we want to avoid. So if you guys have any questions about anything I spoke about today, definitely reach out to me. You guys can reach out to me at BabakoWen. That's BABAKOWEN on Instagram. On YouTube, I'll post this show as well for those who want to watch it. It's on podcast. I'm going to be working at getting it on a bunch of different platforms so you guys can kind of find the one that you are most comfortable with. I'm aiming to get it on SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and hopefully at some point get it on Spotify and Google Play Music as well. I think those are going to be the prime areas we're going to want to put this up, so you guys can check in from time to time to see if I actually do get it up there. If not, pay attention to some of the stuff that I'm posting on Instagram. I will let you know when it's up there. And guys, until the next time, start building that foundation.